Okay, today is a beginner's core on the floor routine. As far as doing it with your shoes on or off, it doesn't really matter. Some people that do this with their shoes on say it's a little bit harder because the weight of your shoe. So, and you can try it both ways. You can try doing it one day with shoes on or with shoes off. Whatever you feel more comfortable, it doesn't matter. A lot of the stuff is not done with your feet anyways. So I have a little bit of a progression just to kind of make it easier. So we're going to kind of start on your hands and knees, and then we'll kind of move around and we'll end up on our backs. So the first thing you want to do is get some sort of mat, or if you're on carpet, that's fine. But you do want to have a little squishy. If your knees are particularly bad, if you want to have an extra pad, or sometimes if we're on our knees, if you just flip your mat over a couple times, it takes that pressure off your knees, whatever. And I'll try to cue you as we go along, but I just kind of wanted you to have whatever you need here. One thing, if you happen to have a ball, maybe your kids or dog or whatever, or grandkids or whatever may have a ball hanging around. If you have a yoga block, that also can work well, or even a towel. If you don't have anything but a mat, that is totally fine. So it's just when we do bridges, I was just going to put something to help with that inner and outer thigh as well. Okay? All right, so the first thing you have to do is get down on the floor. So if that's kind of a little bit of a challenge, just make sure that you have something to help you down. Most importantly, make sure you have something to help you get up. So if you need to be near a wall to help you get up, if you need a chair or whatever, go ahead and be sure you get that before you get down there and get stuck, right? Okay, so we're coming on down, all right? So the first thing is gonna be on your hands and knees. So like I said, if you got sensitive knees or knee replacement or something like that, and you wanna go ahead and roll it up, you can do that. But we're gonna start with spinal balance. So you wanna have your hands nice, fingers nice and wide. Your hands are going to be right underneath your shoulders, so your wrists are stacked, so you have a nice, good support. Your knees are right below your hips, so you don't want to be like out here or back here or anything. So you want to look like a nice box, okay? And you're going to just stare at straight down at the ground. Don't have your head dropped like that. You want to have just a nice straight line from the crown of your head to your tail, so to speak. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is spinal balance. So you're just going to take your right hand out, have your thumb go up, it sets your shoulder blade where it needs to be, and then you're going to take that left leg out. So you can just hold it here. If you want to add a little extra core activation, go ahead and pull up your navel center a little bit, engage your core, and hold it here. Another option is to try bringing your elbow to your knee. That adds a little bit more core here, like that. And usually if you just kind of hold it for like a count of 10, that is good. Or if you want to do 10, elbow to knee, you can do that. Go ahead and set that down, and then you're going to go ahead and switch sides. So here I'm just going to count out to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now once you know these moves, try not to be staring at your computer screen. So I try to verbalize so that you don't have to keep looking at the screen to see what I'm doing. So otherwise you're going to end up with a very sore neck. All right, so from here you're still going to be on that hands and knees position. These are called dirty dogs. And you're just going to go ahead and keep your knee bent, and you're just going to lift it out, kind of like that dirty dog on the fire hydrant, right? So you're just going to lift and lower. 2, again, you're staring straight at the ground. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? I'm just going to run over here to get my stopwatch, because next we're going to try to hold a plank. Now your goal is going to be 30 seconds. If today the most you can do is 5 seconds, don't worry about it. Plank is very challenging, but it is a good exercise to really build up your core. So, so there's different modifications to plank. So look at the screen and pick out which one you want as I'm doing this. Okay, so this is the one time that you can have your head turned, or you might even just want to kind of sit back and look at the screen. Okay, because I'm not timing you or anything until you figure this out. All right, so you're going to do the plank. So one thing is to stay on your knees and just lean forward. Now be careful you're not leaning so forward or that your butt's up in the air, because if you're here, so you want to kind of be a plank, right? Like a piece of wood. So you'd hold that like that. Another thing you can do if that bothers your wrist is to come down on to your elbows like that to do. The other thing is if you actually have small, you know, if you have a set of dumbbells, and they don't have to be big ones, whatever you usually work with, if you hold onto the dumbbell like this and come forward, that takes a lot of pressure off your wrists. So for some people, holding onto this works well. Just be careful that you don't have a real rounded, because sometimes they can roll. Like these have the hexagon, so it has a nice flat surface. So that's an option for you if you want to do that. That's something I didn't tell you to bring to the table, right? I should have brought that up at the beginning. Or you can do a full plank like this, or you can come down onto your elbows and hold it like that. So play with it a little bit. Maybe try a different one each time. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds, all right? And the clock starts right now, okay? So you can start, maybe you're feeling really strong and you want to start here, and somewhere in the middle you're like, oh no, I got to drop down to my knees, or maybe I need to drop down to my elbows, or maybe I need to drop down to my elbows and knees, or maybe I just need to drop down all together. We got 10 more seconds. And as you get better, you can actually even rock your body a little bit. That is the most challenging here, doing the rock. All right, good job. There you go. That was your 30 seconds. All right, next, these are called lean backs. And you can work to do these with a weight in your hand, but for today, all you're gonna do is you're gonna do exactly what this is, leaning back, right? So you're just gonna lean back like that and come back up. So you wanna be careful you're not sitting down, that you're not hunched over. So nice tall body. You're gonna look straight ahead, because you know what we're doing, right? And you're just gonna lean back. So you're gonna feel it in the front of your legs, the back of your legs, and your belly, okay? So you're just kind of like a straight board. 2. I'm gonna do 10 today. 3. 4, maybe you don't get back very far, that's fine. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. All right, next we're going to move into a side plank. Now there's a lot of options with the side plank. So you can go ahead and you're going to stand on your knees. You're going to stick your leg out, take the opposite hand down, and you can just hold it like that. That is one side plank. The other one is to take the hand up. If this hurts your shoulder, you can keep your hand here. You're going to hold it like that. The other thing you can do is come down onto your elbow and hold it like this. Or you can come all the way up onto your hand and hold it like that. Whatever type of plank works for you today. We are going to do 30 seconds on each side. So go ahead. I'm going to do the first modification that I showed you. So I'm up on my knees. I stick one hand out, and the clock is going. And I'm going to go ahead and lift that hand up. Alrighty. And we are at the halfway mark, right? So it's been 15 seconds. And we're going to keep on going. We got 10 more seconds. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip over to the other side. So you may find that one side works easier than another, okay? So go ahead. So try to get straight up before you lean over, because if you lean over first, your body may not be in the right alignment that we're looking for, okay? The clock starts right now. Alrighty. So the core exercise is good for variety, plus it really helps, a good strong core helps with balance, helps with your hips, back pain, things like that. Can even help with your shoulders if it's nice and stable. So having a good strong core is a great thing to have. All right, we are done in 3, 2, 1. Great job. Okay, moving on. So I'm gonna go ahead and give your hands and wrists a little bit of a break. Next is our Superman. So you're gonna work your way all the way down onto your belly. And so we're gonna kind of break it down to start off with. So your hands are out in front, and go ahead and you're gonna lift up your right hand and left leg. And hold that. And you can just count yourself to 10. And then you're gonna do the other side. So left hand, right leg. So it's almost like spinal balance on your belly, and your head is lifted. You are looking straight ahead. And we'll call this 3, 2, 1. All right, next you're just gonna go ahead and just lift your legs up. If you wanna stack your hands and just put your chin on your stacked hands. And we're gonna lift up just the legs. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now you're just gonna keep your feet on the ground and you're just gonna lift up the top half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If that hurts your shoulders, you can always just lift yourself up like that. Just put your hands down by your side. So now we're gonna lift up both. So you can lift up the hands and the feet. If you wanna keep your hands back here and lift them up, you can do that. Watch your lower back, okay? If you're feeling a lot of strain here, then just do one of the modifications. Do the right hand, left leg, or just your legs or whatever, because you don't want to dump into that lumbar spine. Okay, here we go. I'm lifting everything up, but you decide what works for you today. All right, and we got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now a great way to recover from this is to go ahead into what we call child's pose. So you sit back onto your heels like that. And for some people, having your knees, it's a little rough. You can always throw one of your towels behind your knees and bring it here. You can not get down quite as far. You can just kind of be in like a little bit of a ball here, but it kind of offsets what we were just doing, okay? All right, next we're gonna do what's called a Russian twist. Now you can work up to doing this with a weight, but for now, this is something new. So you're gonna keep your feet on the ground, knees are bent, and what I like to do is just try to get that elbow down and up, and elbow down and up. Now, you can twist if you have any kind of osteoporosis or anything. You don't want to be wrenching that spine, you know that. So you just want to keep everything in check. So just kind of work side to side. If things are great in your back, in your world, and you want to really, you can do that too, all right? But I'm just going to modify and just drop an elbow back and elbow back. You're trying to hit those obliques on the side of your abs, okay? Here we go. We're dropping it down, and this is 1. Dropping it down, and this is for 2. You can always lift your feet up if that is you're more advanced. And we're at 4. And we're at 5. And we're at 6. If you can't do this one at all, no worries. Maybe this is a great time to get a sip of water. And 8, this is challenging. And 9. And 10. The other thing you can even do is just stay here and just do genie twists. You may have done those with me before. Just rotate and rotate like that instead of doing that whole big Russian twist. All right, there's always different modifications. You need to listen to your body. And some days your back might be bothering you, and so some days you need to modify or skip an exercise or whatever. That's perfectly fine. All right, so this next one is reverse sit-ups. So we're going to be sitting up nice and tall. Your knees are bent. You can, let's just hold genie arms, and you're just going to ease on back and come on back up. So it's a reverse sit up, but you're not coming all the way down to the floor. You're just going down, whatever works for you to come back up. Up. And I'm calling that 5. And 6. We're doing everything 10 times today. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. Good job. All right, guess what? You've earned going down onto your back. So we're going to start off with those bridges. So if you want to grab your yoga block or ball, or if you want to put weights on your hips, you can grab your weights, whatever, or you can just come down onto your back, all right? So you're going to be here, knees are bent, feet are nice and flat on the floor. I'm just going to take my yoga block, but you can put whatever. It could be a pillow from your sofa, or it could be a ball or whatever. Your arms are just going to stay here, and you are just going to lift those hips up and take them back down. And up, 2, up, 3, squeeze those thighs into whatever you have there. And 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, 10. Oh, we're just doing 10 today, sorry about that. All right, but let's go ahead. We're going to lift up, and we're going to hold that, and I want you to pulse your thighs into the block. If you don't have anything there, just lift and squeeze your glutes, all right? So we're going to do this 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to squeeze into the block and squeeze your glutes in just little pulses. You're moving your hips up towards the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it down nice and slow. Good job. All right. Okay, next is windshield wipers. So you're going to bring your arms out to your side like a big T. Palms are on the floor. You're going to bring your knees up to your chest, and we're just going to drop both knees down to the right, lifting your feet off the floor, and then over to the other side. Keeping your feet on the floor is a modification. It's a little bit easier, so if you want to try that first, if you're having some back issues. And come up. We're just doing this 6. So right and left is 1, so I'm on 2 right now. And we're taking it across. Taking it across, that's 3. And 4. Don't forget to breathe while you're down here. And 5. And 1 more. And 6. Good. If you'd like to, you can just kind of hug your knees to your chest. It kind of feels good on your back. Okay, next we're going to do little toe taps. So again, have your palms on the ground, good stabilizer for you, and just tap your toes and bring it back up. Tap your toes and bring it back up. Tap, we're on 3. Tap, we're on 4. Tap, we're on 5. Tap, we're on 6. Tap, 7. 8. 9. 10. Now if you want, you can just go ahead and keep doing your little hug here. This next one is a little more advanced. You're going to go ahead and bring your legs to tabletop, so your shins are parallel to the floor, and you're going to drop one leg down and bring it back up, down and up. That's 1, and down and up for 2, down right, down left 3, and 4, and drop, drop, 5, drop, drop, 6, drop, drop, 7. And if this is bothering your back, you can take your hands and tuck them under your sacral area, the lower part. Kind of have your hands under your lower back, and then drop. That takes some of the pressure off. And I'm on 8, and you're on 9, and everybody's on 10. And there we go, knees to chest, a nice hug. Sometimes it feels nice to me anyways to put the soles of my feet together and let my knees fall out. This is great for your hips, opens everything up. If you want, you can have your palms up and just give yourself a little reward. Nice deep breath there. And that is your basic core on the floor. If you get, so this is pretty easy for you. I do have a more advanced core workout available. So let me know and I'll give you the link. Thanks.